Taliese, I know you were at the Senior Bowl, you met with everybody. At what point did the Saints kind of really become a big part of this process for you in terms of scouting and meeting with them?
Like I treat all teams with they're always like up there, but like the Saints, it was kind of surprising. I didn't expect it, but I'm glad the Saints picked me up because I have a lot of family members that are fans, and this is just a blessing for me.
How much outside zone run did you guys use in college? And is that something that you're pretty comfortable with doing?
Yeah, like our bread and butter at Oregon State was a lot of wide zone. I played for Jim Mahalchik, and that's like probably Oregon State's bread and butter. We were kind of known for that, hopefully. But we did that basically every game, the wide zone. So.
And what about your skill set? Do you think makes you like? What about your skill set? Do you think makes you well suited for that?
I think just being able to know how to run off the ball. I think some people don't think running is a big part of the wide zone, but I think it's all just straight angles and running up the ball, which I think I was a well taught guy from Coach Mahalchik. He taught me a lot of his stuff, and it worked for us. So I feel pretty comfortable with wide zone.
Why were the Saints a surprising team, I guess? Is it because of who they already had on the roster?
Yeah, well, me and the Saints didn't talk too much, too much, but I know it's just anything can happen in the draft. So just being able to get drafted by them is just crazy, but it's a blessing. So.
Where have you developed your game the most just in the last year or two?
I think in the run game. I think some people see that too. Just being able to help and play nastiness. First starting, people thought I didn't play too well in the run. So I really try to up my game in that. And I feel like I kind of showed that through the 2023 season. So.
The fact you were able to not allow a single sack your entire college career, what does it say about your ability to pass block?
That, I feel that, some people don't think I can pass block, but, I feel like just being able to show that, I have a lot of potential within pass. I still got a lot of stuff to learn, but, I feel like I'm in the right track with that.
And you played right tackle, of course, during your last year, but what do you think about your versatility to play on either side of the line?
I feel pretty comfortable. Obviously, I only play right tackle with reps at Oregon State, but with Coach Mahalchik, he tries to move us around. Guard. Left tackle was I didn't play too much of it, but I still feel comfortable because working off season, I've been working a lot of left tackle reps, so I feel pretty comfortable everywhere on the line, mostly.
How familiar are you with this organization, like Derek Carr, Alvin Kamara, and have you ever been to New Orleans or Louisiana?
I've never been there. The team, obviously, yeah. You got Derek Carr, Alvin Kamara, and then you got Ramczyk at right tackle. I don't know too much about me. I don't watch too much NFL because you got to get away somehow. But I know this organization. They only love good, great things to come, and I'm excited to give these guys my all. So.
Did you say you had family members who are fans?
Yeah. So. You gotta ask the question who's from that area, but we don't really have. But it's just our family has a big variety of teams. 49ers, New Orleans, Steelers. So and now especially now since I'm now the whole family is basically the same.
Where are you watching the draft? What did you do for the draft?
I'm in Hawaii with because I have most of my family here, so I'm in Oahu right now.
Worst places to spend draft night, right?
You said what, sir? Sorry.
I said worst places to spend the draft night, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
What's your football background? What age did you start playing, and was this always your primary sport?
Yeah, it was always my primary sport. I played at a young age, kindergarten, first grade. My dad just threw us in with the fourth graders, and I'd get beat up when I was a kid, but it definitely kind of helped toughen me up and learn how to play with a little more grit. So, yeah.
And obviously, the game has changed to where you could play left tackle or right tackle, and they're equally important. But why did you stick at right tackle? Obviously, you had a lot of talent, but what made that the right fit for you at Oregon State?
I think just where my O-line coach sees me, I'm a big, listen to the coach and, what they got to say. So, we had a left tackle field and, right tackle needed a filling in. So, I just stepped up to the plate wherever, the best spot could play. That's where I wanted to play, wherever the coach thought best spot could be up.
Did you have any football heroes growing up playing football?
Football, what, sir? Sorry.
How do you idolize, football growing up?
Yeah. When I first watched, it was kind of crazy. When I first watched football, I seen just the first poly player I've ever seen was Versatility. And it's kind of like an old player, but he was a linebacker for Seattle. But, like growing up, you see Polynesian players in the league, it's kind of, it makes you want to drive to be something like that. So even though he's a linebacker, I'm an old lineman. I know it's crazy, but yeah.
How big is your draft party? How big is your draft party? How many family members do you have there and stuff?
Probably around maybe like 100 something. Yeah, there's a good amount of people here, so yeah.
And is that all family or family and friends or?
Mostly all family. Then I got a couple friends here from Oregon State that came with me, so yeah.
What was the moment like when you first got the phone call?
Man, I kind of like jumped up. I looked at my agent and I'm like staring in the eyes, like, do I answer this? He's like, yeah, you answer. It's like, what are you talking about? So I answered the phone and just it's kind of hard to hold the emotion back. I'm not the biggest guy on showing my emotions, but it's hard to hold back after you get a call like that. So
What's the history of the weights you've played at in college, and where do you feel most comfortable?
yeah, so I came into college when I was a freshman, like 340. But like each year, like when I first started playing, I tried to stay around 325, 328. Last season, I started at 335, and then I wanted to try it out, but I thought really like 325, 328, around those like weights feel pretty good.
At what point in your career did you feel like the NFL was a reality for you?
I was thinking this past season, I didn't think, I was like, I played football because, it's the sport I love to play. But, then you hear, media about like, hey, this guy, Taliese Fuaga, he's kind of coming up. And I think after the game I played against UCLA with Latu, a great guy, but I guess, people started, seeing me at my ability to play the game. So probably last year.
Did you play any other sports growing up?
Did I what, sir? Sorry.
Did you play any other sports growing up?
Yeah, I played youth basketball. I wasn't the best. I foul out maybe, but basketball was not my sport. I like volleyball, but man, when you get spiked on and it's coming straight at you, it's kind of hard to react to that. But basically, mostly just football.
It's funny you ended up getting picked one spot ahead of Latu. I know you also went him against in the Senior Bowl. What was it about that game that brought you attention?
I think just how good he is. Especially you don't see a lot of finesse guys that can move like Latu or bend like Latu. So me being able to do my thing, like show what I can do against Latu, I think kind of like showed a lot of teams that like, hey, this guy can play the game too. Latu's a great player. Definitely haven't seen a player like that before. But yeah, great guy. So,
what were some of the things on the menu at your draft party there? Items.
Like we're talking about
food, drink, whatever.
Drink, whatever, soda for the kids. I've got to stay hydrated over here in Hawaii. It's pretty hot, so I drink water. But you got like adobo. Usually do poly food, but there's still poly food here. There's like, oka, we call it. It's raw fish, a lot of raw fish over here. Rice is just Hawaii. That's in general. Rice with everything, but yeah.
Talk about it being hot in Hawaii. How will you think you'll be able to handle the Louisiana heat?
I'm ready. I had a friend, Brian Thomas. He played for LSU, but he talks about like how the heat is down there. But I think I'm ready. I've always played Northwest, but sometimes you get tired of the rain, so I think it'll be good for me.
How do you know Brian Thomas?
We had trained together we're in California together, pre-combine. So
how did that relationship start and how's it developed since then?
Like it's tough because we do training, but we lift weights and he's always a good guy. he's a quiet dude, but he's still a great guy. He's good at Call of Duty. I don't know if he said that to anybody, but he's pretty good at Call of Duty. Over the times you get more conversation out of him instead of just a hey or hi. But like I would say, we're pretty solid friends. And he's a great guy. So nothing but the best of luck for that guy.
Who's better between you and him in Call of Duty?
I don't know. We had played Call of Duty together with all the guys I was training with, and I kind of dropped about like 14 kills, and he had maybe 8. So I'd say I don't know. I think I let that speak for itself. So.
Could you expand on the work you've done this offseason or like this draft cycle of working at left tackle? What is that kind of involved, and how did you like it?
Some people like to say it's like driving on the other side of the freeway, but it's the same exact thing as the right side. Now, basically, you just flip to the left. I don't really see too much of a problem, but it feels fresh, I would say, because I haven't touched it in a live game, but I feel good at left side. Yeah, that's all I can say, really.
It's only 4:00 in Hawaii. How long does the draft party last?
Well, yeah, I don't know, man. Family Hawaii time is, it gets pretty long, so I can keep you guys updated with that one, maybe.
What do you feel is kind of now that you're making the leap to the pros, what do you feel is the next level step for you in your development and being ready for the next level of the game?
Yeah, just being able to go against, like me, I imagine the best player I played in college football, and I imagine that guy, and I got to think about I'm playing that guy every single day, no matter who it is. These guys are, you're playing amongst the best of the best. So my thing is be ready to go against the best of the best. Be ready to go through adversity with these guys. So I think my mind's ready. So I'm excited.
And over the course of the last couple of years, as you wrapped up your collegiate playing years, what do you feel like are the elements of your game that you improved the most, or maybe made the biggest leaps?
Like I said, trying to be a more nasty player. Coming off the ball with attention to move a guy from A to B with they're fighting their hardest against me, but I can move them, and it's a good feeling. So just being able to do that kind of thing is, I feel helped my game, and I kind of took a leap with that. So yeah.
Is being nasty like a mentality? Like how do you work on that?
I think you gotta have it's all in the mind. So I'm thinking, I have family. My thing is always family. So I'm thinking there's a linebacker there. You guys ever watch Waterboy, and you imagine this guy is, he's talking about my mom, or he's talking about my brother. So my intention is
Louisiana. That's exactly what it's like here in Louisiana, right?
Oh yeah.
What do you think about the idea of playing guard? Some people believe that could be your best spot in the NFL. Just what do you think about kicking inside if needed to?
I think I'm ready. People like to say, it's not guard's easier than. I feel like guard is a whole different position. It's you got guys in your face, and it's they're right there in your face whenever the ball snaps. At tackle you got a little more time, but then at guard you're going against guys that are they're developing. AD just left the league, but you got guys like Chris Jones and all those guys inside. So I think it's just good competition in there, and just be ready to go against some big boys.
And Taliese, any significance to what you're wearing tonight? Your family and what you got on?
Yeah. So I just like to keep it cultural, man. Right now I got a safari on. What do you call it? It's just a with like a shirt, a button up, but really it's just I just want to be able to show off my culture. I'm Samoan, so just be able to show these younger guys, and I see that Troy Fautanu, he's wearing stuff like this too. So being able to show that for the younger guys, it's a blessing for us.
Hey, Tom.
Go ahead.
No, I was just say, Tali, what does it mean to you to become the first offensive lineman to be a first-round draft pick from Oregon State?
Man, it means a lot. Just because our mentality down there at Oregon State, we like to think blue collar, and it's just a blessing because there's a lot of guys great guys that have come from Oregon State. You got Andy Levitri and Isaac Seumalo, and just be able to be that first guy in the first round. It's only because of those guys that paved the way for me, and Oregon State has always been a tough, like gritty school, and I can't thank them enough. And Oregon State is like the best reason, like the best thing I've ever done in my life to go there. I'm just thankful for those guys.
And how does it feel as well being able to be kind of next in line, carrying the Poly heritage into the NFL?
Yeah, that's another big thing too. I got a lot of family members, and Polynesians sometimes they fall into like stereotypical situations, and I want to be able to show like you can still be a goofy poly dude that likes to goof around, but when it's time to be serious and you come on the field, you got to be serious. So like being able to be a leader for the young generations, especially my family, is just it's a blessing, and I'm glad that I'm in this situation for them.
Have you been in touch with, and I'm sorry if you mentioned this before, but have you been in touch with any of the other folks in the league already that are of the same background?
So I speak to some players that are like already gone, like Mike Ubati, he was giving me some information before, like how the whole like process is, and some other players hit me up, just Polynesian players, just to say, like giving me like tips and knowledge that I could use for a guy coming to the league.
Awesome.
When you got drafted, Louis Riddick, one of the things he said was that he thought that you were a guy that could stick around for like 10 to 15 years and be a Pro Bowler. What does that mean to hear stuff like that?
It feels good. My thing isn't always about the money. I'm trying to carry my last name to the very top. Fuaga, I don't think anybody's met another Fuaga that has come to the league. So just being able to carry my family's name up there is a big thing for us, and it's just a blessing, and I want to be able to take it higher than you can ever could. So,
Tali, how did you feel like Oregon State's offense prepared you for the NFL?
I think it was just really the guys around me, and I think like the coaching staff, Coach Mahalchek, he's a tough guy. He's that guy. He got his dip and his Mountain Dew, so he's coming in ready to work every single day. And my guys in my O line, Jake Levengood, Joshua Gray, Henry Bloomfield, all those guys. Tanner Miller. These guys, I played next to a walk-on, and these guys, they work their butt off, man. And you don't really hear those players we had coming out of high school, but just being able to show that no matter where you come from, and it doesn't matter how many stars you get, no matter where you get picked, it's all about just playing football with your heart, man. And you just gotta be able to strain out there as an O-lineman.
How many times have you seen The Water Boy?
Man, I don't know. A lot of times, I love Adam Sandler movies. Adam Sandler has some good movies, man. And that Water Boy was always it's 1 and 2. I don't know. I like Happy Gilmore, so it's right there.
Also solid pick.
Yeah, I knew you were. What's the first Louisiana food you want to try?
Sorry.
What's the first Louisiana food you want to try?
I don't know too much about Louisiana food. I think I like some spice, so anything kind of spicy a little bit. I like to try those kind of things.
You're gonna be all right. All right.
Yeah.
We got you.
Anything else for Taliese?
What's your thoughts on the upcoming process now that you got drafted, going to OTAs, training camp, and preseason?
I don't really know, but my thing is just trying to get to know my teammates and be the best teammate I can be out there for those guys, and help this team win more games, and I just want to be able to be the best teammate I can be, really. So, yeah.
All right. Appreciate you taking the time, Taliese.
Thank you.
Congratulations. See you when you get out here.
Thanks.
Thank you.